How did it feel seeing yourself on all them billboards, bro?
The feeling was insane. I'm not a model, right? So you never think for me to be on a billboard doing magic and I'm on a billboard. It's crazy.
Right.
Look, numbers get to you, I can't lie. I remember when I was making content and we were getting like 3, 4, 5, 6 million views of video, and then lockdown happened, all of a sudden our numbers just crashed. It happens. It's part of the game, you know? Not everything will go mega viral.
Our next guest has been all over Central London billboards. He's got over 11 million followers on TikTok. He's a public speaker. He's getting sponsors left, right and centre. And we want to introduce Arshdeep Soni. Welcome back to Take a Seat, one of the fastest growing YouTube channels. We conversate with entrepreneurs, business people and high profile influencers. Our next guest has been all over Central London billboards. He's got over 11 million followers on TikTok. He's a public speaker. He's getting sponsors left, right and centre. And we want to introduce Arshdeep Soni.
How's it going?
I'm all good, bro. How are you?
I'm good. Excited to be on here.
Oh man, do you know what? Like, I can't believe we got you on because we saw you at Peak Performance.
Yeah.
And you was doing a public, appearance.
That was my first time public speaking and it was phenomenal. I loved it.
You smashed it.
Yeah,
man.
I loved it. Yeah.
Wasn't you scared?
You know what it is? You start, you're nervous, but as soon as you start speaking, you're good. If you feel the energy and you're like, you know what? I like this.
You handled that
yeah.
really well. I mean, I think it comes with, you know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I think when you have a foundation of, when you're not waffling basically, there's confidence behind it then. You know what you're saying is true. You're not just making things up.
That's it. There's a lot of people on social media nowadays who want to come on and be a mentor and I can do this, I can do that. There was even a mentor selling mentorship packages for other mentors.
Right.
Now what he said in this, because it just hit me the other day, because he goes, it doesn't matter if you're not the finished article. As long as you know 2 steps more than that person, then just get on and start telling them 2 steps. And by that time, you would have learned something else so you can teach them the next 2 steps. And I'll be honest, like, I'm not a troll or I don't write negative comments, but I'm like, hey, bro, like, you put this out there. I disagree.
Yeah.
I've got 20 years of experience.
Like, I feel like, someone said this to me a little while ago about a competition, right? Like, when in my industry, videos get copied. We make videos online. When things do really well, they get copied, right? And when someone copies your video word for word, like my friend said, at this point, it's happened so many times that he doesn't look at, okay, it's that guy's competing with me. He says, my only competition is my last video. It's myself, right? As long as my next video is better than my previous video or my next whatever, that's all I care about. Because you live in that thing otherwise where you're like constantly trying to compete with people and that doesn't work.
It's hard sometimes when you're in a sector and you're trying to look for one inspiration, new ideas, what everyone else is doing, and sometimes it's hard to just look in the mirror.
You know what? I think nowadays it's very hard to be original, right? Because everything is done, right? What to do instead is look at something you like, take inspiration, add your own twist on it. That's the only thing you can do nowadays, I feel like. Like I've taken videos that I've seen in the past. I'm like, you know what? I like this. Yeah. Taken it, added my own spin on it, whether it's adding different people, adding a different like scenario, giving it a different feel, and my own take on it, my own way of presenting that same idea. And they can do better, it can do worse. It just depends on how you want to tell your story. But that's it. Like, it's your own take on something. It's not necessarily trying to be original because it's so hard to be original.
Absolutely. When you produce a piece of content, is it you or is it the algorithm? Like, that's making that thing go viral.
There's a formula to going viral. There is a formula. And what we've done is we've cracked that formula. So like, I know what my audience wants to see. I know that I can, like, let's say tomorrow a new platform comes out. I know that all of my content will work.
Well, it has. Threads.
Threads is different. Threads is not a video platform. Threads is a text platform.
Are you using it?
I'm using it. Yeah, I was the first 1,000th person on it, which is really cool.
Right.
So
how quickly have you grown?
I think almost like 20,000 followers already.
20,000 within a week.
Within a week. Like, I'm barely using it. Like, I'm just trying to understand it still. But like, already got a good platform.
What have you understood with Threads so far?
It's not like Twitter at the moment. The way Threads works currently is they've minimalized their features to get an idea of what their kind of, let's say, community would like, right? So it's very minimal right now. So it's very difficult to say what direction they're gonna take this in.
I like it.
I like it. It's minimal. Like there's no DMs. You know, there's no like you can put videos, but there's no like impression numbers, nothing like that. You just upload something and that's it, right? And I think that's kind of cool because you don't get lost in the numbers. You just kind of upload, leave it, forget about it, and just whatever happens, happens.
Do you think it's fair what Mark Zuckerberg's done?
I think it is. I mean, I don't know the whole politics behind, you know, what they've taken, insider knowledge. I don't know about all of that stuff. But there's nothing wrong with coming up with your own way of doing something. Like, I remember back in the day when Instagram tried to buy Snapchat at one point. They couldn't. So they just copied stories. But now Instagram stories is much bigger than Snap stories. So I think it's more like when you have a big community, you know, you can adapt and you can use your own thing with your own spin on it and yeah, see where it goes from there. I think that's what he's done.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think they're going to fight?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But Threads so far has been a great platform to market that fight, if it is true.
But they bloody Elon Musk, what is he, 50 something now?
Something like that, yeah.
I mean, some of his quotes and stuff, he looks really good, but they're old pictures.
Old pictures, yeah.
You know,
You barely see him now.
And that's a really good marketing strategy as well. Like, there's so many people that, I mean, when I saw Arnold Schwarzenegger recently, you think, fuck, he's old.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, you'll see an advertisement, he's like, you know, with his machine gun ripped up.
That's it.
And that's just the impression you have of him.
Yeah.
The next minute he's training his son and he's this old guy and you just think, like, wow, like, how did I miss that? But it's marketing, right?
It's marketing. I mean, you're so used to seeing that, so they'll keep showing it to you. Because your eyes are used to seeing that, you know? That's how they grab your attention. If he's old, you're going to start saying, oh, he's old, he's this. But if you make him look young in the pictures, then you're going to talk about that. It's going to resonate with you, you know?
It's talking to you. Yes. How did it feel seeing yourself on all them billboards, bro?
The feeling was insane.
So, tell us where they were all located.
So it was, as from what I was told, it's going to be on IMAX Waterloo, Shepherd's Bush Roundabout, Westfield White City, Canary Wharf, Scotland somewhere as well, which I didn't get a chance to see, but there was a massive billboard in Scotland, and then Piccadilly Circus.
Big.
Yeah. So it was pretty much all around London, all around the main spots, and it was insane. And I remember when this happened, I'm not a model, right? So you never think for me to be on a billboard, you know, doing magic and I'm on a billboard. It's crazy. So yeah, the feeling was surreal. It was just insane.
What did your friends think of that?
They loved it.
Yeah.
Like I remember one of my friends lives right outside Shepherd's Bush, Westfield, right? And I was just outside just staring at it for honestly like an hour plus. Like I didn't call anyone. I just stood there just kind of taking it in because it was a slideshow, right? It just kept going and you'd be back on there for about 30 seconds and it would skip and it was just insane. I called my friend up and I said, hey bro, can you come downstairs? And he's like, I've not spoken to him for a little while. So he was a bit apprehensive, like, oh, what's up? I was like, just come down, so I want to show you something. And we walked all the way down to Shepherd's Bush, to Westfield, to see the billboard. And I was like, just look up. He's like, what am I looking for? I said, just right now. And he looked at me and he just froze. And he was like, no way. And just that energy, like, I was like, damn, this is something, you know?
It seems like you appreciated that when that happened. Like, it must have been quite a big win.
It was a big win. I mean, that's kind of what I mean when I say I'm not a model. So for me to be on a billboard, not doing model stuff is just crazy, you know?
And how did you celebrate that win?
Just with friends and family, man. It was just taking it in, like, you know, brought around a couple of friends and we were just having dinner and just talking about it and that kind of stuff. Just like close friends, yeah.
A lot of people don't enjoy the moment.
Yeah. I was there for ages, man. You don't understand. I was there. I think I got there at like 10 in the morning when I was told it would get released. And I was there till like, I think outside Westfield till like 6. I was just sitting there. I was just like, damn, this is like all that effort, all that work, all that thing, all that, like, let's say sleepless nights, because it is, right? That I put in behind the scenes to achieve that, kind of, you see it and then you go, wow, okay, it's paid off. So
when are we seeing you on TV?
I've been on TV many times, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I've done a few things for CBBC. I've done stuff for Channel 4. I think it's Channel 5, actually.
Okay.
I'll be on CBBC again soon.
Amazing.
So, yeah.
Wow, how is that? Tell us more.
It's cool. The TV side of stuff is really interesting. Like, it's a different avenue, right? It's a different, completely different to social media. Like, in fact, they're dabbling more into social media now. But TV, you attract a different kind of audience. And I think it's really cool. TV was more popular, like, I think a couple years ago. Now it's on Netflix. My goal right now is to be on a Netflix show, like a dedicated Netflix show. Just magic, like, you know, doing, I don't know if it's crazy street magic or something unique. I don't know. But
why
that's
don't you
my
make
goal.
one?
there's a lot of planning and time that it takes to produce something like that. Luckily, I have a lot of contacts, who, when I get to that point, I can leverage and help design the cool magic routines that I want to do. But yeah, that takes a lot of planning.
Yeah. So you touched a little bit on TV there, and there's a lot of stuff in the media right now.
Yeah.
Like Philip Schofield for some of the things that he's done and
Yeah.
said. And most recently, is it Hugh Richards?
I'm not sure about
the
his story.
News reporter. He's on BBC. He actually announced the death of the Queen. Like, he's the
Right.
most, he's the face of BBC News.
Right.
Yeah, if you saw him, you'd know exactly.
Probably by
who.
face, yeah, maybe not by
Yeah.
name.
And then he's been caught with his trousers down, taking pictures,
Right.
and he's paid around £35,000 to a 17-year-old.
Right.
Now, on the hindsight of things, I'm not taking sides. There's someone's over 16, they're 17 now, so they're legal age. He's paid somebody, they've accepted it.
Yeah.
People do a lot of bad stuff
Yeah,
in their
yeah.
private lives.
Yeah.
Everyone's done something bad.
Yeah.
Everyone's watching this, they probably go, I've done something a little
Yeah,
bit
yeah,
dodgy
yeah.
or wrong, or dodged the tax man, or done this or that.
Yeah.
Like, he's done that. Now, I don't know if he's wrong or right, or what's happened and what consensual it was, but the media is ramming him down.
They're always going to find a way to take, any sort of headline and turn it into an even bigger headline. Like, I think just recently I saw, so Logan Paul and KSI's Prime just got, I think, taken out of Canada, but they don't even ship to Canada, which is like, it's just a headline, isn't it? It's for them to get views and clicks and shares.
Well, it has been investigated that the caffeine is like 10 times more.
Something like that. I think so, yeah. But I mean, like, if they don't even distribute to Canada, why is the headline saying it's taken out of Canada? It doesn't make sense, but that's what I mean, where the media will take things out of context just to twist the story so you click on it.
Are you ever worried about media coming after you and twisting anything? Because you're getting big. No,
not necessarily. I think I'm very careful with what I do. I've got people around me that kind of help me understand kind of what direction to go in. And I think 10 times before doing something, right? If I think, okay, this is going to affect me negatively, I just won't do it. I won't take every opportunity that knocks on my door. I'll take things that I know works for me, works for my brand, doesn't like paint me in a negative light, and kind of, just go with.
So your email comes in, you're getting this contract, someone's offering you 5-figure deal right now.
Mm-hmm.
How long will you take to think about it or look over it?
It depends what it is. Like, I don't necessarily look at the money figure. I look at what are they asking me to do, where is this going to go, and how long is this going to stay on there for? Mm-hmm. If it's like, if I have full freedom in the content and it's, something that I can do without, painting them in a bad light, painting myself in a bad light, then that's the kind of stuff I look at. And I don't always accept stuff without talking to people first, without talking to my parents, without talking to my friends about opportunities, and say, look, I got this idea, or they've approached me and I've got these ideas for them. Do you think this works for me? Do you think I could piece it together? And I'll get opinions. And then I'll make a decision. I just won't go, yes, no. Does
your religion play a part in anything that you do as well?
In what way?
So, like, in terms of, you're sick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, smoking is forbidden, for example.
So
if somebody goes, hey, I'll give you 500 million right now if you promote our vape, just do it twice a week for a month.
Yeah, I've had I think countless number of companies for vape related reach out to me. I just go, no, I don't want to do it. It's just because I don't do that myself and I don't want to promote it. Even if it's nicotine free or whatever, that's just not my kind of thing to do. Alcohol brands, I've had quite a few in the past. We've had discussions and I'm just like, look, if there's nothing that I can do which doesn't necessarily, if it's not me drinking it, I'm not really fussed. But if I have to drink it, if I have to promote it in my own way, then no. So there's a lot to it, but yeah, religion does play a part to it to some extent, but also I'll think a lot before doing something. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I actually want to speak a little bit about religion now because it's not many time. It's not often that we get another Sikh. I'm from Sikh background as well, and I believe that our religion teaches us a lot. Like I'm not the most religious person. I'm not going to say I'll go to the Gurdwara every week or on the regular, but I believe that our religion teaches wrong and right, and being human is one of the first things. Just be human before you do anything. Like, does it play a role in you? What
do you mean?
in terms of your religious side, like in what you do, how you treat people.
Oh yeah, 100%.
how,
Yeah,
and-
yeah, yeah, yeah. 100%. 100%. So every day, I've made it a thing for a long time to always go to Gurdwara every day. I'd go in the evening. Um, and it's played a big part in my life, I'll be honest. Like, yeah, that's why I kind of, I treat people with respect. I treat people with how I want to be treated. I'm very careful with certain things, and yeah, it's part of my lifestyle. So yeah,
Okay. You've been to Amritsar yet?
yeah, quite some time ago, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you travel a lot?
I might be going to India again in November this year. So, but yeah, recently just went to Spain. Going to Spain again soon.
Okay, whereabouts?
So went to Magaluf recently. Went for content. And then we're going to Marbella soon in September, I think. And then potentially India, and then yeah, just kind of see where the rest goes after that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's about time we go straight into your journey
Let's do it.
and let's see, how did this young man come about? Like, what was your childhood like?
You know what? I don't necessarily have a crazy story of how I got into the magic world. I just remember one of my friends showed me a trick, and I had like a very delayed reaction. I didn't like until I got back in the car. Then I was thinking how he actually did that.
Mhm.
It didn't hit me there and then. I was like, oh, that's cool. But then it hit me like I'm very technical, so I want to know how things are done. And that's when it caught me off guard when I was going back home, and I was like, how did that actually work? I'm trying to work out all these possibilities in my head of like how this trick could work. So the next day I just went to Poundland, purchased a pack of cards, first place I could think of. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go on my way to school.
How old was you?
When I started, it was 2011 when I first did the first trick, let's say, or learned my first trick.
12 years ago.
That was 12 years ago. So
14?
14, 15.
Okay.
I was in year 11, so about 14, 15.
Okay.
And then learned my first trick, went to school, did my first trick, and showed some friends, and the reactions were wild. And I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. I'll do one more. So went home, learned one more, came back next day, showed them another one, and I was like, okay, this is crazy. I love this. I'm loving the feeling I'm getting from it.
Okay.
And then within about a week, I remember I was doing a trick, and I had about 50 people just surrounding me, and I was in the center just doing a single trick, and I was just like,
You were
wow.
You were that guy.
Yeah, yeah. So for like, year 7, year 8, year 9, year 10, I wasn't that guy, but in year 11, I was that guy. So it's just, it was cool.
Good feeling.
Yeah, it was great. It was a great feeling.
You're the popular guy, bro.
Yeah, in the last year. But it was so cool. It was just, the feeling of it was great, and I just carried on doing that. And yeah, eventually it just stuck with me. I learned some very cool tricks, things that, there's one thing I remember reading a quotation, right? I think it was Bruce Lee. I can't remember. He said he's not afraid of the man that practices 10,000 kicks once. He's afraid of a man that practices one kick 10,000 times.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I perfected those 3 to 4, 5 tricks that I learned, perfected them, right? Where I could do them with my eyes closed. I don't have to ever worry about showing certain things or like worrying about messing up. I studied every outcome in the sense of like, if this went wrong, I can go into this, and no one will ever know that it went wrong. So I just did that. And then
how do you stay there? Because so many people will go, I'm going to go and do that now. And then a day later, oh, it's not for me.
What do you mean?
The reason why people don't get ahead sometimes,
lack of self-confidence.
It's not just confidence. It's just like the ability to keep there practicing that hard work.
It's lack of self-confidence because you try to do something and then you think, oh, it's not going anywhere, so you stop.
So the failure aspect.
People stop as soon as they hit failure, right? Luckily I didn't hit failure with that, but my failure of it was spending more time on that than it was on my studies, on my education, and on my exams, right? And I remember like my first year of sixth form, it went terrible. Like, I just spent so much time with the wrong people as well there. Not doing bad things, but just like where I should be studying, I'd be out like walking, one of the malls or something, and just like chilling and doing other things. I wasn't doing anything wrong, but I was just affecting my own time, right? With the wrong people, because that's what they were doing. And yeah, that's when I thought, okay, you know what? Like, I've been told by many people that I should stop, not what I'm doing, but like take time and fix this aspect of the studies and the exams and all this stuff.
So many people is family.
So my mom and dad in the beginning, they were not too supportive because they had no idea what the direction of this was, right?
They just didn't understand.
They didn't understand it. I didn't get it either. I was just having fun. I enjoyed playing cards, learning tricks, doing cool things, and it looked cool for me. So I was like, you know what, let me just carry on. But eventually I was spending too much time on that, and then it kind of had a side effect on my other stuff, where I should be spending more time on studying for exams. So yeah, and then I was told even by my tutor at the time, he was like, okay, look, you can either look at it this way, you can either be the owner of this business or the cleaner of this business. What would you want to go for? It's in your hands. You have the option to, fix your path now. And then that resonated with me. And then I was like, you know what? Okay, I'm going to stop what I'm doing right now for 6 months. And I'm just going to focus straight on exams. So the following year, I had to retake some of the courses from the first year, which I did. And I just went crazy. I was just like, I nonstop. In fact, I wanted to pick up a course, which was IT, right? And I tried to pick it up the first year. And for some reason, they wouldn't let me, or I think the timing was just wrong and I couldn't pick it up at that time. And I said to them, look, I want to drop this subject. I want to pick up your subject. And what I'm going to do is I want to do both the first year and the second year in 1 year, right? So whatever you want to do, if you want to give me all the coursework from the first year, I'll do it over the summer and I'll come back and give it to you. And then we'll go straight into the second year. And that's what I did. So I did essentially 2 years in one for my sixth form. I finished everything in one go. And
what made you want to listen to your mentors all of a sudden? So like you're not performing very well.
Because I saw my friends fail.
Right.
I saw them do really bad. And I was like, okay, I'm part of, let's say, their crowd.
Yeah.
And I've done bad and they've done bad. And my other friends have done really well. All right, I'm going to stop being around them. And I did. And yeah, that's kind of when I was like, okay, you know what? Let me take things into my own hands and stop doing this and just, so I stopped talking to those guys. I just kind of moved to distance myself with the wrong people.
How do you do that? Like people are saying, Arshdeep, where are you? Why
I
are
mean,
we not hanging around? Like, come on, we used to hang about.
I mean, it wasn't necessarily like that. I just feel like I kind of just floated around with them, right? I wasn't necessarily part of their crew. I just kind of floated around with them. And I just said to myself, look, this is the time to fix everything. So I did. Otherwise, I'd have to redo an entire year. So I'd be 1 year behind if I went that route, right? And I didn't. I did 2 years in one. I fixed my route, and then I went straight to uni, and everything kind of just paid off. After that, I kind of got that. Yeah.
Did people know you at uni?
No, because I didn't necessarily start at uni. I started after uni. So I started Magic in 2011. I started making content in 2014 when Instagram first released like videos and that kind of stuff. I posted, I think, about 5 or 6 videos, and the fifth one went insanely viral on Lad Bible on Facebook. And then that next morning, my phone was buzzing with messages. I had like thousands of messages from friends and family and like, random people like, yo, you're on here and Lad Bible, you've made it and this. And I'm just like, wow, okay, this is crazy. And then when I went to uni, because of what I learned at sixth form, I kind of gave Magic a break for a little bit. Not that I wouldn't do it, but I would make videos here and there. I would still like practice whenever I got free time, but most of the time was just studies. As soon as I finished uni in 2018, I said, I'm done now, focusing just on this. So since 2018 till now, just social media.
That's not all what you do, right?
No, so I work full time. I have a 9 to 5. I'm a software engineer. I work for Compare the Market. Yeah.
How do you do that?
You know what? I recently took 2 weeks off from work complete, and I did absolutely nothing. Like I should have been filming videos, should be out and about. I should be making plans with my friends and whoever to go film. I didn't do any of that. And I realized work gives me balance. When I have 2 things going on, it gives me time to prepare for the other thing. Mm-hmm. When I say time to prepare, I mean I'm under pressure, so I have no choice but to prepare. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it gives me balance. I know that when I work under pressure, I can get things done. Pressure makes diamonds, and I feel like I work very well under pressure. I get the job done. I get to wherever I need to be. Yes, sometimes when you have a lot of time, it affects your decision. You might want to do something else, but that might not have worked as well as what you would have done under pressure. So I realized that works.
It's really important you've shared that, actually, because a lot of people, especially all over Instagram, people say you should be entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You have your own business. That's it. But sometimes it's not entirely for everybody straight away or
no, I don't think it's for everyone straight away. I think it can be for everyone depending on what you enjoy. Like software engineering, I love it because it's so technical. I love how things are done. That's why I kind of went down that computer science route. And I've got a very techie background. I was like loved being involved in technology and new things that come out and the new phones that come out, new iPads, laptops. I'm like all over it, right? So that works for me. So that's why I kind of went into that era of like studying computer science and tech and that kind of stuff. And Magic, it's very techie again because it's about learning the sleight of hand, learning how to learn the secret without exposing the secret, performing without exposing. That's one of the best things, I think. And yeah, they go hand in hand. So yeah, that's why they work for me.
you've mentioned something, performing without exposing.
Yeah.
Well, actually, there are a few people out there who are just they're exposing. That's their
What?
business. Like, there's another guy on TikTok. What's his name? Milad K Magic. I don't know.
Oh man, I've had this situation with him a few times. So this is a kid in Dubai, I think. He's a little kid. He makes videos with his mom.
14 million
Yeah. So
followers.
what he's done, right, is whenever I've seen this recently, very recently actually. So I remember one of my videos went mega viral. I mean, like, I would say it's done over 1 billion views, right? This one video.
Wow.
Across all social media, across whoever shared it, every platform has gone on. Even if I was not the person to post it, it would do 100 million views. That's how like good that video was, that production of that video was, right?
Wow.
And I remember what this guy does is, like, a little kid in Dubai makes videos with his mom, just takes other people's videos and just posts it, right? And that's it. Like, no credit, nothing, and just keeps posting it. So he's grown from stealing our content, my friend's content, my other friend's content in South Africa, all sorts of stuff, and just takes it, puts it in like a compilation of videos, and just posts it. And I remember once commenting saying, "Hey, where's my credit?" And then I remember just I didn't actually follow up on that after, but then recently I saw same thing on Facebook of that video being posted. I went to the page and I was blocked, of course, because he wants to keep taking content from me. So that happens. That's such a normal thing. Like, that's not necessarily exposing, that's stealing content. That's different.
No, but also, like, this guy, what he does, he shows somebody's trick and then just shows you.
Oh, how it's done?
How it's
yeah,
done.
You know what?
That's the thing as well.
During lockdown, there was a trend of people exposing magic tricks, and like someone found like, oh, there's a lot of virality in people exposing how the magic is done,
Yes.
showing it, but also exposing it.
Mate, there was a massive TV show about it. Do you
Yeah,
remember
yeah,
the guy with the mask?
Yeah, that's different. That was such a long time ago. But now
Yes.
these are tricks that, you know, are modernized tricks. And
Yes.
that's what's being exposed. And yeah, like, he's just a kid. I don't think he gets it yet. But during lockdown, there was a lot of exposure and stuff, and people kind of clocked onto it, and then they stopped. So
How do you feel about other people exposing what you're sort of trying to entertain people with?
you know what? I'm not a fan of it, because I feel like it ruins the magic. You learn the magic because you want to keep the magic alive. You want to kind of, you know, experience that feeling constantly. Exposing the tricks is just a different avenue of like trying to build a following and build a community and that kind of stuff. I mean, to each their own, right? I mean, whatever they kind of want to do, that's up to them. But that's just not something I would do. In fact, I've done some exposing videos, but like exposing, like the behind the scenes, but there's a trick involved still. So you think you're learning something, but you're actually not learning anything. There's still a trick involved in the behind the scene.
Okay.
So it's completely different to like exposing a trick, whereas they're like showing the prop or showing this. Whereas I'd show something, but it's part of the trick that I'm about to perform within exposing the trick. It's like it's not an exposure. It's more like a still tricking you behind the scenes. So I took my own spin on that.
A trick within a trick.
That's it. Yeah. I took my own spin on that. That's what I mean. You can't be original. So I'll take that idea and go, okay, that concept, that style is working. Let me adapt it differently.
Is there someone in the magician industry who has really inspired you?
I started because of David Blaine. He's the OG. He's the best. I feel like the best of the best. And yeah, the stuff that he did on the street shows back in the day, that's the kind of stuff that resonated with me. And I was like,
there's some of the stuff like being locked up in a box and being put.
You know what? Those are stunts. Those are so sick to watch, but not something I would do. Those are more like, and he's very brave to do that. But those are like bigger stunts.
They're real.
Yeah, they're real. Everything that he does is real. It's crazy, bro. Yeah,
the guy used to get buried and everything.
Yeah. It's crazy.
He was one of the I felt that he notched it up.
Yeah. He's the reason I started. And then you have Dynamo, who took magic to a different level on the streets. And then
was it this guy called Yuri McGregor, like the one who used to bend the spoon?
Yeah.
Around the Stonehenge. Was he a magician as well?
Yeah. He'd do a lot of like mind bending tricks and like, you know, with metal objects and stuff. And yeah, insane.
How real is magic, or is it?
Everything is a trick. I mean, look, there's black magic, which is something completely different.
Do you believe in black magic?
I believe in it. I don't do it. I believe in it. I feel like that stuff does exist.
In our culture, sometimes it's like,
you hear it. Yeah,
don't do that. Like,
I believe in it. I do believe it. Like, I'm very superstitious, but I do believe in that kind of stuff. But for me, majority of it is tricks. But when I perform, you know, that's when I say I've like perfected my craft. I practice enough to the point where someone can watch my stuff and go, that must be real. Like, he's doing real magic for sure. You know, and I feel like that's because I've practiced so much. I've perfected how to perform. I've, you know, I mean, not perfected, but I'm still learning, because you can't perfect performance. You always have to adapt and into a scenario. But I feel like I've got to a point where I could do a trick anytime and make it look good. And, you know, I've got that finesse, I feel like.
I feel like that you want to make people happy. Like,
that's it, yeah.
What you said is, right, 50 people around me in the playground.
Yeah.
I want to show people, and look, they won't have a clue how I've done that.
Yeah.
Like, there's something there. Like,
Yeah.
you're doing it for other people, like to make other people happy. Why do you think that is?
Why I think I do magic, or why I think make people happy?
Yeah, because I think you do magic because you know there's a surprise element and
You
a
know what?
reaction with somebody else.
The thing with magic, right, is it gets people out of their life for a second. They forget everything and focus on that in that moment,
Why
and it
do
gives
you-
them a sense of happiness, a sense of confusion, a sense of magic, just like just wonder, just everything. It's just above everything in there. I feel like
Why do you care?
because of the feeling that I get out of that as well. I'm a bit selfish. I get that cool feeling out of that, and I'm like, okay, that paid off. That's cool. It's that adrenaline rush that you get of like performing a trick. It goes well, and then you get just an amazing reaction. So yeah,
Have you got a big family?
4 people, just mum, dad, brother. That's it.
Mom, dad, and you younger brother, older
Younger
brother?
brother, yeah, he's 19.
Okay, and you're the older brother.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think you had a lot of pressure on you growing up, being the older brother, or did your parents leave you alone?
No,
or
they had high expectations, which I've met, but that's why I feel like when I was doing magic in the beginning, they didn't get it. They didn't understand the direction I'm looking to take. They don't understand where I want to take this, what I want to do with this. They they always thought, okay, 9 to 5 is your life. That's it. Like it's your typical 9 to 5. There's no other way to make money. There's no other way to do things.
What do your parents do? Can I ask?
So my mum's a makeup artist. My dad has a household shop, so household items and everything. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So did you learn any business with dad? Did you?
I used to go when I was a child, but just not something I was a fan of. I preferred to be more creative.
Okay.
So yeah.
And was your mum any more supportive, being a
No, I
makeup
guess they were
artist,
kind
or-
of both the same. They just didn't understand what direction I'm going to take this in. It was a little bit different, right? But then as soon as they saw me get cool opportunities, like being on TV, Billboard, that was a big thing. Getting recognized for doing what I'm doing, building a following, being able to work with big brands and create entertaining pieces of content that can go worldwide. I recently did a huge campaign with Cineworld, and I'm all of the adverts for Cineworld. So that kind of stuff resonated with them, and they understood it. Like, okay, this is cool. I'm everywhere now. Like, like I can't be missed. I'd go on the streets, people come over, take pictures with me. That's how much the magic had a part to play, and they love that. And I remember in 2018 or 2017, I think I went to Dubai, and my mum said, "I'll believe that you're famous." This is when I started making content. So I was on about 700,000 followers on TikTok. Just started, but had built something. And my mom said, I would believe that you're famous if someone in Dubai recognizes you. I kid you not, 2 minutes later, walking past a shop, and the guy stops me and says, "Are you that guy from TikTok, the magician?" And that's it. Like literally 2 minutes after my mom saying that, and that happened.
Wow.
And that's another thing that resonated with her. Then she was like, "Okay, I believe you. I believe it now."
I think it's an Asian thing. Like, sorry to butt in here, but like, when I first started on social media just over a year ago, my parents are like, "What the F are
What are you doing? Yeah, what are you doing?
Like, what are you doing? Why are you exposing your life for? Like,
Yeah,
you've done well. Like, keep
it hush.
Keep it hush.
Yeah.
And you get bad eye. People look at you, this,
Yeah.
that, other. And I'm like, no, but I want to give back.
Give
Like,
back, yeah.
It's not about, for me, it wasn't about money no more. It's like, I want to impact lives,
Yeah.
and you teach people what we've done. Why can't they have a bit of this?
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you see so many people are just lost in the wrong people mentoring, and you're just thinking, what kind of, and then they were just like, for ages, like you'd go in a room, it would be a bit, it was, you could cut.
I mean, look, I was in a very similar situation because growing up, I was very shy. I'm still an introvert, right? But I feel like magic brought me on my shell, and making my first couple of videos and putting them on the internet, you feel a bit insecure. You're like, okay, I don't know how I feel about me being on the internet like this, but you know what? For me, it was very different. I uploaded my first video. I made it how I felt like making it, and I just put it on there, and I was like, this is what I want to do. I just kept doing it. So no matter how much hate I got, no matter how much comments I got, I didn't stop believing in my vision that, I've seen my friends, I've seen what they can do. Why can't I do the same thing? If they can do it, why can't I? What separates me from them? So it was just confidence, right? Believing in yourself and not listening to anyone else that thinks that they have any sort of idea that they can control your life. They can't.
How does magic make you feel?
The best. I can walk into any room, perform a trick, and instantly break the ice with any person. Wow. It's a surprise, which it's a surprise that you have no idea about, and I love that. Yeah, and so I just carried on doing what I was doing, and the people that didn't believe in me then started saying, "We believed in you from day one." So you see the change in the person because you start doing well.
how do your friends deal with that? Because there's some who, like, people want you to do well.
Yeah.
They don't want you to be better than them or
Yeah.
take their stride. I mean, they were probably more popular people at school than you.
Yeah.
But now you've just gone.
Yeah.
Some people just can't handle it.
I don't keep people around me that don't support me, don't believe in the vision, or don't keep me humble. Those are the kind of people I don't keep around me. Like, I keep friends that, either support me wholeheartedly, tell me where I'm going wrong if I'm going wrong, and won't just gas me up for no reason. If I've done something wrong, they'll tell me straight up. If I'm flying too high, they'll bring me back down. That kind of stuff.
Who has been that person that has brought you down? Who has been
there's
around
a few,
little bit too long?
Definitely family.
You entertained.
Some school friends that I've kind of kept. I have a very small friend circle, and I keep that as it is. And even people that are in the game with me, other influencers, and I'm so close with them. Like, if they were to take a wrong step, I'd tell them. If I was to take a wrong step, they'll tell me. That kind of stuff. So we watch out for each other.
That's a real friend. Now, some people are not good at taking feedback like that. They'll be like, they're your friend because they want to hear what they want to hear, but then you're like, bro, do you know, I don't think I'd quite say it like that. You've got an amazing personality off camera, but the way you've said it on the video, I still wouldn't quite reach out to you, but I don't want to offend you. And then they go, that's cool. And then they just back off. Like, but it's like, hey, bro, I'm really trying to give you some guidance.
Some people get it, some people don't get it, right? And I just keep the energy of people that get it, that believe in it. If they don't believe in it, I just kind of distance myself from them straight away. I don't need that kind of energy. I've seen what energy can do. I've seen, having the wrong kind of people around you, the wrong mindset can do. So I just don't bother with that.
What does your work think of?
They love it. You know what? Whenever I apply for a job, so in my CV, what I've done, right, at the very bottom, I've written magic, and it's at the very bottom. It's not even the first thing. It's literally the last thing on the page. And I've realized whenever I apply for a job, if the company or the person I'm speaking, the recruiter or the manager, or whoever, doesn't reference that, that means either they haven't read that far or they're just not interested in it. And if they're not interested in it, I don't pursue that either. Every job that I've gotten so far, the manager has gone, so tell me more about your magic. Like, what is all this? What do you do? And then I explain, and I've had people over the phone to ask me to do a trick, which I've done, blown their minds over the phone. I've had people, do it in an interview.
Wow.
And those are all the jobs that I've got, wherever I do a trick, wherever I impress them, because it's about not just the person, but what the person enjoys doing. And, your typical thing on a CV would be, oh, I play sports, I play games, I play video games, I do this. Whereas this is something out of the blue. It's like, what is this?
It is different.
Yeah.
Very, very different, but very entertaining at the same time. Like, but do they ever feel that it interferes with their work? So if like you wasn't as performing as well or something, would they be like, hey, look, Arshdeep, we know you're doing a bunch of stuff out there. You're not concentrating on this. Like, has that conversation ever arisen?
No, because I enjoy what I do at work. I really enjoy, like I said, I enjoy the software engineering part of it. So it plays a big part in my life anyway. So I do that. But when I need to take time off, I take time off. When I've got a project to work on, I just let them know, like, hey, I've got this thing going on, I need a couple of days off, and they just support it. So that's the best thing. The fact that they support it, and that's why I say, if they don't mention the magic thing early on, that means they won't support it later on. So I just don't bother with it. I just close it off there and then.
How important is leverage?
Leverage in what sense?
So you're a massive influencer right now.
Yeah.
There must be a whole heap of tasks: editing, promoting, marketing.
Yeah.
You either do it yourself or you get other people to do it for you.
Yeah.
Other people might not do it exactly how you want, but you might need to invest in some training. But you're going, look, paying that guy £700 a month and he's going to post 2-3 times a day and get that out for me on specific times. I'm too busy. I can't get out.
You know what? I've thought about this several times. So I've come to a point now where I don't focus on quantity. I focus on quality of videos. I had this conversation with an agency a little while ago. They said, oh, why don't you post as often as these other creators? And I say, well, because I don't want to focus on quantity. I want to focus on quality. One good video will either blow me up or bring me in front of people that I would never thought I could be in front of, right? Because of one video that was very well produced, very well thought out, and just overall entertaining to watch, right? I don't focus on quantity because it goes nowhere. I would rather make one video that can do 100 million views than 10 videos that get me 10,000 views each. Why spend all my time and effort? Because even on those 10 videos, I have to edit, produce, storyline, create, edit, upload. So why not put all the energy into one good video?
You edit your own stuff?
I film my own stuff, edit my own stuff. storyline my own stuff, build all the props that I need myself, and then post, all myself.
You're getting sponsorship deals right
Yeah.
now. You get money from probably drinking stuff on just that's a sponsorship in itself, like wearing people's merch, clothes, platforms paying you because you've got what, over 250,000 on YouTube. Am I allowed to ask, like, what does that roughly get you monthly?
So I don't necessarily post long videos on YouTube. The big money in YouTube is in long videos.
Okay.
Right. Just recently, YouTube closed their program currently, but it was called the Shorts Bonus Fund, which you could make up to 10 grand a month, and then they upped that to 20, then 50. Right. So you could make up to 50 grand a month if you were making the right videos. So yeah, you can make a lot of money, but the bigger money is in longer videos and creating long form, like 5 to 10 minute videos.
Did you hit any of them drivers?
I hit a few, so it was pretty cool.
Okay, so like, you know, you're earning all of this money. Like, how do you stay humble? Because look,
with the people around me,
you're giving 8-9 hours a day to your job.
Yeah.
And you have to turn up, wake up in the morning, clock out. Must be tiring as well. I know you're passionate, you enjoy it, but it's like slow money. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's right. Salaries come in 3, 5, 6 grand, and then whoa, just did like 15, 20 this month over here. Like, you're seeing the balance sheet going like this side hustle's going.
No, I can leave. I can leave my job, right? But like I said,
of course you can.
It gives me that balance. It gives me that thing of like, I know I can focus on both. And I've always said it, if I ever come to a point where I'm about to lose a big opportunity or I need to focus on this because of this opportunity, I'll leave straight away. I have nothing to stop me. I'm going off straight away. It's just about right now, while I can, I want to balance it, build my team, build a good foundation, build, an office of people that I can just walk into, and we're just talking ideas, planning, filming, content every single day. That's what I want to do.
What is the right opportunity?
Just like, for example, the way I look at it is I'd love to do a brand deal every day of the month. That kind of thing, but not necessarily in quantity, but like work with the biggest brands on the internet, the biggest companies in the world, and just create fun videos. So, that means, like, let's say if I wanted to reach out to BMW tomorrow and say, hey guys, look, I've got a great idea. I want to do something with you guys. They're going to say, what's your idea? So I need to have those ideas ready. It's about coming with something unique, something fun that's never been done before, or if it's been done, something a new take on it completely. So, building a team of people that can outreach, and rather than having a management externally to do that for me, it's in-house. Everything's done in-house. It's not like I have to rely on people that I don't know, people that are all in-house that can do outreach indoors, and we can go back and forth that way. That's what I want.
Amazing. So they see your vision. They feel part of the team. They feel empowered. It's not like, boom, here you go, there's your job, and you're like 80% done.
No, they're part of the story.
They're part of it, and then you get to not tweak that a little bit.
Yeah.
Great, that's Arshdeep now.
Yeah. That's it. That's what I want, I want a team of people working for me, working alongside them, creating insane viral magic moments.
What's stopping you from doing that now?
Finding the right people, I think. I think it's very difficult to find people that can edit magic videos. Very, very difficult. And I've given people videos to edit, on the internet and come back with results, and I'm just like, oh, this is not it. Like, you don't get it. I've given like a set of instructions, it's not following it, or like one of my videos went viral and it was only 12 seconds long, right? And I gave that same raw clip. It was about 30-second clip raw. I gave it to someone to edit, and I said, here, these are the instructions, play around with it. I want you to make just make it very entertaining to watch, right? And you have full flexibility to trim a video, to cut the video, whatever you want. Came back to me with a video that was 25 seconds, and I was like, there's no way this would ever have gone viral, ever. And the edit was just horrendous. And not everyone understands how to edit magic videos. There's a lot to it. Understanding colors, understanding music, sound effects, understanding storyline, understanding how to, if you're going to make a cut and zoom into someone's face, when to do that, when to focus on the trick rather than the reaction, things like that. There's so many little things. That's why I say there's a formula to making magic.
Yeah, it's more than just magic now.
Yeah.
It's a whole production. People are very hard to not control. I wouldn't use that word control, but it's very hard to find good people, bro.
That's why I don't look for people that are technically skilled but are ambitious. People that, you look at them, you look at how they talk, and you see they're passionate about what they want to do. You can teach anyone how to do anything. It's about how passionate they are to pick up that skill. I could teach someone how to edit tomorrow. provided they are willing to learn. That's it.
Makes sense, bro. Like I could teach somebody how to make $1 million tomorrow, but not overnight.
No,
I could teach him, but it's whether they want to stay on that train.
Whether they want to stay on that. It takes hard work. It takes a bit of practice. You're going to fail a little bit, but if you can see that vision clearly, you'll get there.
Some of them just run off.
They just run off, exactly. So they either run off or they do a very bad job. So, yeah.
So what would you say to somebody who goes, do you know what? I've tried 10 different things right now.
Try it this way. Try it my way. That's what I'd say. In fact, I had a friend a little while ago. So this video that I made, right, it was where I kind of, let's say, peeled an apple off of a MacBook and turned it into real, right?
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and I had a friend come up to me and say, hey, I'd love to do something similar with like an Audi, like the rings of an Audi, right? So I was like, cool. He said, I want to do that, but then I want to like do this whole magic routine of like, you have the Audi rings, you unlink them, you link them back, and it's a cool little magic routine, like a 1-minute magic video. I said, yeah, cool, let's go out and film it. And we did that, and I said, okay, look, what you've done is cool, but I don't think it's viral. I don't think it's my video type viral. And I said, okay, we've got that film, but that's in the bag. We know we've got that now. Give me 2 minutes and let's film a different version for you, right? While we're here, while we still have everything ready. We filmed that, looked back on the video, and he was like, I prefer this one. Like, it's not ready yet, but I prefer how quick and simple this one is. Went back, edited that one, put it together, added the sound design, made it look really nice, put it online. It blew up for him, did really well. And I said, look, that's my style. That's my way of filming. That's my way of producing. That's why it worked. It's different. There's a formula. Whereas what you were doing before, it could have done well, but there's less likely to have a immediate blow up than they would have with this one.
Do you think that's an avenue you could go down?
Making videos for people?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Teaching them the formula, the patterns?
Yes. I think one thing I wanted to, there's two things actually that I really want to do. One is create a magic course, right? So teach people how to become the life of the party. Go into a room and just immediately break the ice. Right? That kind of stuff. And second is a social media course. How to go viral, how to go from zero to hero, that kind of thing.
Can I be first in line?
For sure.
We need to take a seat to be on the map, bro.
So yeah, like that's kind of the stuff I want to get involved in. But no, one of the dreams is, have this production company, but then produce for other people. Like, if now that we understand the formula of how to go viral, let's say, again, I'll give BMW as an example. If they say, okay, hey, we want you to make a campaign for us. Now I'm producing for them. We're making a campaign following our formula to go viral on platforms like TikTok, Facebook, Snap, YouTube, that kind of stuff.
Surprising how much they don't know.
That's why they hire influencers to do their campaigns, because, they want the reach. They know best how to do it. So
how do you find sponsorship deals?
In what sense?
Like, you've got a product and you want someone to see or help you out to say, look, if I had a little bit more money, I could make this even better.
Yeah.
And they would get the views as well and their name up in lights. How do I know who to approach and how to reach out without the ones that have obviously approached you?
As in who to go to?
No, it's not just who to go to. Like, it could be, right, I want merch right now.
Yeah.
I want to pitch to 5 merch companies and say, look, can you sponsor me or my channel, for example? I'll wear your clothes or something like that. Like, how do you
got to show results.
Sponsors?
You got to show results first. So a lot of these companies and brands, they want to see results. If you can back yourself up by numbers and by, proof, they're all over it. So like recently I worked with a company and I had to promote, it's a protein shake, and they wanted just me to say 2 lines in the video, just kind of describing what the drink is, and they had 2 lines that I had to say, so I said it. And I said, look, you're coming to me, so I want to add my own unique twist on it. I want to add my magic element to your drink, right? That's the reason you're coming to me, not just my reach, but because of what I can do with the product. So I called up my friends. I said, look, hey, we've got this idea and I want to put together this. What do you think I could do to incorporate that bottle? Like, these are my ideas. What do you think would work the best? Right? And we just sat there discussing for about half an hour on the phone and just kind of talking through all different ideas and like, possibilities. And so they came to me for 2 videos and I made 2 videos for them, both of them really well. After the first video, they came back, first video uploaded, all done really, really well. I did like 2 million views for them, right? In a matter of a couple of days. Wow. They loved it. And in that meantime, I was preparing the second video, sent them the video, they loved it. And as soon as sending the second one and it was approved, they were like, can we do 2 more? So out of 1 opportunity, I now have a second opportunity. Same company, same thing, but they came back for more. Why? Because I gave back value and I gave back good quality rather than just here, just rather than putting anything and everything together and just going here. That's it. And it was backed by numbers, I guess.
Did you leverage that opportunity to say, wow, I got them the results, but so like it's a little bit pressure off as well, because nothing worse you doing something and they get 5 or 10,000 views and you're like, well, that was good, but probably not what they were looking for. But you snapped it, you got it off the tree, and you've got it going for them. Did you now say, right, they're coming back to me, they want me, this is a big corporation, double price?
Yes and no. So when I work with huge brands, right, that have a huge budget, always. But when I come across companies that are like, okay, can we do this? It's not like a long-term opportunity. It's more of a one-off kind of thing, right? I would never drop below the price that we discussed. We either keep it the same or we either increase it, depending. But I always have the discussion. Like, we've got you these results. Can you go higher? If they can't, then we'll do 2 more at the same price. But the point is, I've now built a relationship with them, and the videos have done well. So they could come back to me tomorrow or next week and go, all right, you know what? We'll up the budget by 1.5 times, and we'll, for one video, and we'll give you this.
So why are business relationships important?
Because they come.
Look, you've got the guy in front of you. You've asked him for 10 grand. He's giving it. They want 2 more. Whack him with 20, and that's it. You've got nice 20 out of it. You've earned 30 now.
Because if I'm able to give them that kind of reach, then they need to understand that there's a lot of value to be provided here. There's a lot of eyes on the product, and the same way you're a business, I'm a business, right? The same way you want to pay less, I want to make more, right? So it's about understanding the relationship, and if it's the right business, they'll get you. You'll do one-off campaigns and you'll never hear from them again, but you also know when people come back to you for more, that means, okay, they can see the value in you. Then that's kind of where you can play around with numbers and you can back yourself up by other things you've done. And but it's very important to have a good relationship. Do
any of these people recommend you to other brands and stuff as well, or they just keep
no,
it
not necessarily.
them?
They kind of work together, like, as in we just work together and that's about it. But because of me working with one brand, they will see it, right? Because I've done a brand deal with this particular company, and then now if another drinks company approaches me, I can say, look, I can do similar stuff in a different way, in a unique way, and add your own drink to it, my own unique touch to it in a different way to how we did it here. And I can back myself up by numbers, by proof of this is what I've done before, this is what we can do for you now. But the main thing is, the reason I focus on quality is because then I can be seen by that next brand. I don't focus on quantity because that's not going to get me anywhere. I want to focus on making something that can resonate with everybody, and then next brand will come to me and go, okay, we love what you did, let's do that for us.
Absolutely love that, man. Like, relationship is really, really key. I remember even being in the building game myself, and I do a renovation for somebody, and the next person's charging 85 grand, and I would do it for like 65, and they're like, a little bit less. I'm like, I would like more because I hardly eat at this, and they go, come on, next job, we'll look after you. And it's like, all right, I'll do it for you, But then somebody else will see that job, and when it comes back from a recommendation, they're like, hey, we've seen that job, like, we really like it. You're like, well, the market price 85, that came to 80, it's like already it's gone up. And then from that one deal, you get one every single month, and you're not worrying about work.
That's why I'm not too fussed about lowering price sometimes, because I know they'll come back for more. If they try to negotiate and then they're like negotiating a lot, that's different. But I'll know very early on what their direction is. And, this is not the first time I've had this. I've had this several times now where I've made a video for a brand. They've seen the results. Previously, I did another drinks brand. It's a company called Juice Burst. You see them in Greg's. They're everywhere, right? They're a kids drink, and they have different flavors. And they came to me for 2 videos. No. They came to me for one video, one-off video. Made the video for them. We're supposed to post it, but there was something wrong with the platform and some glitches, so we paused on posting for like a couple of days. And I said, okay, cool. I think it was the following week, I said, let's post it now. Posted the video. Absolute banger. It did so well. It did 20 million views in one day, right? Next 9 a.m. Monday morning, 9 a.m. next day, they were like, can we do 2 more? That's what I'm saying. It's about creating the quality, creating something that they can resonate with and they enjoy watching because they know it's done well as well.
Actually, look, there's a few people at home, and I know there's a lot of people at home who do this. You do this. It's, I need to get up for this job or work, for example, but I'm not moving unless I'm getting that price. No,
I would say, I understand that you're stuck to like this particular thing.
It's like, here's an example. Let me. I've got a cameraman. And I'm like, yo, bro, I can use you here and here. Cool, yeah? A wanna, cool, all good. And then I like, look, I'd like to use you more, but you charge like 175. That's double budget. That's 2 videos for me
Yeah.
in one go, and it doesn't give me that value back, but
Yeah.
it's just as important. Now, if you could just lower it, I use you 10 times now. No. What? I'm not getting up for someone.
Look, you got to. I look at it this way, right? Would I rather have a grand or zero? It's either that. If I say no, I've lost. If a brand comes to me and say, okay, we'll pay you a grand for like this 1 5-second video, right? I can either say no and I've lost that grand opportunity, or I can say yes and I've at least made a grand. I'm up a grand. Either up a grand or I'm zero. So it's mentality. People don't necessarily understand the value of doing more at very slightly less, but getting repetitive
Why
work.
don't they?
I don't know. I feel like people think, okay, if I charge 175 for one session of camera record filming, and I do that 10 times, I'll make this much. But if I do it 10 times at the other price, I'll lose money. But who's paying you 175 10 times?
Exactly.
Where if you can show me the person paying you 175 10 times, I'll match it. Fine, fair enough. You got work. I need you. Work with me. But if no one's paying you, you're still making a lot of profit for doing nothing. For what you wouldn't have had anyway. So I think it's just mentality. I think as you're in the game longer, you realize the value of yourself. Mm-hmm. And then you come across certain people that are very strict because they're also very established. Then that's different. But if you're starting out, you can't necessarily negotiate because you don't have anything to back you.
Mm-hmm. Now, there's people who are just trying to make it off the ground themselves.
Yeah.
But they just hold that value. Or I've got this degree and I deserve this. It's like, hang on, you got no experience.
You got no experience, yeah.
I'll take on a few hits where you mess up a little bit.
Yeah.
But you look after me on the price a little bit.
Yeah.
We do 10 together. You still got money in your pocket. I've got some videos.
Yeah.
And we'll get better together.
Starting out.
When I get monetized, I'll give you some more.
Starting out, people always used to say to me, oh, hey, can you perform here for me for free? Or like, it'll give you experience. And I said, look, I don't need experience. I've got the experience. You're hiring me because I've got the experience already, not because I need more experience. So, it's just how you tell it and how you make them understand your belief and your value that, look, this is what I can offer you. Either you can have it or not. And don't get me wrong. I've been in a situation where I've said no to certain things because it's, either too little pay or, just not the price that I wanted. But you also look at it this way where that could land you a next opportunity, for a reduction of, I don't know, £50 to make it 125 for one session, I might now have a second opportunity. People don't look at it like that. They look at it like, oh, I'm losing £50. Okay, you may have lost £50 here, but you gained another £200 here because of this, or because you filmed for me and lowered it, you now gained. So not everyone gets it that way. They just think they want to live in the moment, do it now, rather than plan for the future. Just a little bit further away.
How did you get people to believe in you in terms of when you wasn't as established?
So you can't force someone to believe in you, right? All you can do is believe in yourself. And that's what I did. I regardless of whatever happened, I knew that I wanted to make videos somehow. And my story of making videos is like this, right? So I was making my own videos. I was doing my own thing. I had a bit of a following. I think like just about maybe 7, 8, 10,000 on Instagram at the time. Not crazy, but just, it was enough for videos to potentially go out and maybe blow up a little bit here and there. And I remember seeing someone's video on the internet and I just DM'd him saying, hey, bro, love your stuff. Keep doing it. Like within about 10 minutes, and this was like a verified creator. So, no, it wasn't verified, but he had a huge audience, much bigger than me, getting insane numbers. I said, hey, bro, love your content. Just keep doing you, man. Love it. And replied back in about 10 minutes and said, hey, man, love your stuff too. Where are you based? I said, I'm based here. And funnily enough, he was 10 minutes away from me. Random person, don't know him. I just commented. I didn't even know he was from London. 10 minutes away from me. So we made a plan to meet up the following week, had a coffee, talked about like, this journey and what he's doing, what I want to do. And we're on very similar paths. And he said, look, if you want to help me out at some point, I'm meeting up with some, bigger creators and stuff so you can help me film and I can teach you what you need to know. I was like, yeah, let's do it. Like, that's where the experience bit comes in, right? I was like, yeah, let's do it 100%. He said, I hope you make a good video and you can help us make a good video as well. I was like, yeah, let's do it. The following week, he called me out. We filmed a couple of videos. Instantly, that first video blew up for me. And I was like, okay, there's something cool over here. And we just stuck around. We're all in the same path. So we just stuck around making videos. And even till now, we're still together. We're still making videos, still, having fun, making content. And that's how my journey of making videos started. So you can't make people believe in you. You got to believe in yourself. And because I was on that mindset of, I have to do it, I didn't have to send that message. I just did that because I genuinely loved what that guy did and what kind of content he was making. And that also worked in my favor in a hidden way. Like I didn't expect that to happen, meet these people and start learning and how to create videos. And I did. And yeah, that got me to where I am now. So, and as soon as I started blowing up, as soon as I hit my first 100,000 followers on TikTok at the time, and then 1 million, then 5, then 10, then people start going, oh wow, you're doing amazing. But they didn't believe you in the beginning, believe in you in the beginning. They didn't think you had any potential because you're not established, right?
Do you let people back in, like friends that have left you and what is
No.
he doing? And then
No,
he's
because
come
of
back and say,
energy.
yo, bro, what's happening? Bro, I always believed in you. I've been busy and now I'm back.
Look,
Let's
there's
do
nothing
something.
there's nothing wrong with being connected, but they're not in my inner circle. That's what I'd say. Like it really depends. Like I've had people that have completely changed, right? Like mindset change. That's what I mean. If someone's got a complete mindset change where they're no longer doing what they were used to, they're not wasting time doing silly things, they're focused on their own journey and where they want to get, then that's fair enough. It's different. But I can feel the energy. I know who's right for me, who's not. And that's what I, have a huge focus on.
So let's go back to your journey. And so you've just graduated. You've applied for a few jobs and you got a job straight away. Is that right?
Yeah. So I was doing 2 years of uni, and on my third year, I went to a placement and I worked for a year. So that's when I got my first job. And then when I finished my degree after the following year, then they kind of kept me on permanently.
How's your job going? Have you stayed in the same position?
No, level up. Because like I said, I enjoy what I do. So I'm not like, I'm not
just clocking in and out.
Yeah, I enjoy what I do. I want to learn. I want to do better. I want to keep upping my skills because this will affect what I do with my magic side of things. There's a part to play there as well. So, yeah.
So the last 5 years you've been working
Yeah.
and you've been doing this side sort of hustle. What does your day look like?
So wake up in the morning, 9 o'clock, literally 9 o'clock, because take my laptop and get my first meeting. That's about it. So wake up 9 o'clock, get to my first meeting, and then finish around 5. But during that time, there's a few breaks here and there, so I can edit my videos, I can focus on my own little things. And as soon as I finish that kind of stuff, then I'm focused on the rest of the stuff, the rest of the business, the rest of planning ideas, planning the next couple of days, filming videos, editing what I have left to edit. And there's so many platforms to focus on. So,
how do you get inspired?
By watching people that inspire me, by watching people that do better than me. That kind of stuff,
Is there any books that you've really read?
Not necessarily magic books. There's nothing like that, but you can learn certain secrets, or I might like watch a movie and go, "Yo, that's a cool scene. Can I recreate that in this?" And then I'll just get on the drawing board and think,
Never
okay,
thought of that.
Yeah, anything like if you watch like Harry Potter, for example,
yeah.
There's a couple of things where they'll make things levitate and that kind of stuff, and and I think, okay, can this be done that's all special effects, but can this be done for real? Like, can this be done in like a 15 to 20, 30-second magic video or even live? And that's the kind of stuff I focus on and think, okay, can I turn this into a story somehow? So, yeah, it's just about taking inspiration from things around you, and people that do better than you. I keep a lot of people around me that do much better than me because I want to get to their level. By the time I'm at their level, they've either exceeded me exceeded where they were at, or are still doing much better than where they were. So that's the kind of people I keep around me because I want to keep upping. I don't want to stay in one place. I want to keep leveling up.
How do you find them people?
The best. What do you mean?
How do you find them? Find these good people, and how
networking. I think it's just
how
networking.
do they allow you to be next to them as well?
Because they can see that I'm providing value in a different way. Like for example, I've got a lot of friends who they're doing their own thing, but they're very reserved, and there are people that don't easily let people in. So it's about helping them out, being there when they need you and gaining that trust. Like not everyone knows how to do everything. Not everyone knows how to do every little thing. So they might come to you for something, and when they realize, oh, you can add value in this way, and now you're trustworthy, I build my trust with them, and I don't break that. I have a lot of care in what I do, so I make sure that when I do something, I don't affect the next person. I kind of, we kind of stay together and we help each other out.
Sounds like very good energy. What is the number one thing that you'd say, if there's one piece of advice that you'll say to somebody who wants to start making videos and go, I really want to go viral, I really want to be seen. What's the number one thing?
Literally, just do it. Don't worry about what person's going to think about you, because it does not matter. Tomorrow, they may not be like, in your inner circle. Tomorrow they may be, but who are they to judge where your life is supposed to be? So just start now.
And what are top 3 tips would you tell somebody who's making a video for their end user sort of thing?
I think it's a bit different because of each like niche, right? But let's say if it was my thing, the things that I focus on is a great storyline, get to the point, don't like waffle for too long, basically. Great colors. People love seeing bright, beautiful colors, right? And so good timing, storytelling, good colors, and I'm trying to think of what the third thing could be. I use a lot of music and sound design and that kind of stuff. Oh, clarity, just complete clarity. I'd say, you know, whether whether it's in the music, whether it's in what you're saying, in anything, just clarity. Don't let things drag on for too long. Essentially.
And how do you adjust it to different sectors, like business side or gym side, diet side? Like, how do you tweak that sort of stuff? Because they're all different sort of things.
Those three things are very important and are very universal. You know,
so the colors are really that.
Colors
important.
are very yeah. Like, what would you rather see? Would you rather scroll and stop if you see a bright beach, bright sky, beautiful water, or would you stop if you saw someone making a video at nighttime with no lights?
Well, I'll be honest, I went live yesterday and all of a sudden the room was full because yesterday I was in Crete.
Yeah.
But normally there's like 20, 30 people on my live, and this one just went 50, 60, 70, 80.
Yeah,
they were like, where are you? Where are you? And there's palm trees and everything.
That's what I'm trying to say to you. Beautiful colors, beautiful backdrops. I don't mean like a green screen backdrop. I mean actual, genuine holiday backdrop kind of thing. You know, people love seeing that kind of stuff. I stop when I see beautiful colors. When I see a beach or I see water like the Maldives or something, I stop. So why wouldn't someone else? It's psychology.
So here's the thing, like, you know, I'm a multi-millionaire, for example, but you probably seen me. You're like, he doesn't even look like a millionaire. Like, wearing what's this, 15 quid. I like wearing my own stuff.
Blending.
I don't like too much attention.
Yeah.
The only time I like it is I'm teaching you something and I'm telling you I've got this because I want you to have confidence that the man's done it, you know. But I don't. So for me to sell something, very quickly, I just have to get in a Ferrari in the Park Lane Hotel.
Yeah,
I could afford a night in there easily, and come out and go, yo guys, you want to earn millions? Follow me now. Here's free things, blah blah blah. And I know these videos will blow up.
Yeah.
But me, ethically, I just don't feel good doing that sort of stuff. Where do you find that?
You want to make videos that can resonate with people. You know, like you want to make videos that people can relate to in some way. You know, you have entertaining videos, but then if you're trying to sell something, you got to sell it in a way where they're not looking at it like an advert, but it's actually something where they can get value out of. Everything in social media is about providing value, building a community, right? So everything is storytelling. So if you can tell the right story in the right way even if it's an advert, it can have different results to me just going, hey, this is a product, this does this, this is and this, you know. It's very different to that. If you can incorporate what you have to say in your own style of saying it, like let's say I've got a lot of friends that make comedy skits and sketches and that kind of stuff, and when they make content, they could integrate an advert so indistinguishable in the video that you'd never even know that's an advert. You know, because when you started watching the video, it's not like a, hey guys, if you want to buy this product, it's not like that. It's your typical style adapted. It doesn't happen straight away. It happens a little bit later. So yeah.
Yes. There's a few good guys in my field like Alex Hormozi, Iman Gadzi. These guys are like. See, look, I look at people around my peer group, like in terms of the other realtors, but then I'll look at the guys who have done 30 million and go, well, it's good to know this bit, but
I want to know that bit. Yeah.
You know, and some people think that's crazy, man. He does 30 million a month, and this time it's about. But isn't that? When you look at the best, if you want to recreate something. So I made one of these the other day as well, bro. I was just on my desk, I was filming a little course up sort of thing, and then my camera guy goes, let's film up one of these things.
Yeah.
And he goes, don't tell me about this course bit. Tell me about how people are being ripped off right now, right in front of the nose, and you don't know this.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, now I'm interested in watching. And he goes, well, do you know Lloyd's Banking Group are buying up 50,000 houses by 2030?
Yeah.
Right under your nose.
Yeah.
Can you afford a house right now? Well, it's going to get even more difficult if you don't.
Yeah.
Now you're creating the need.
You're creating the need, but you're talking directly to them. It's different. You know? Now they're hearing you from... You're saying this to them, but they're understanding what you're saying to them because it relates to them. You know, you're talking to people that don't own homes. So they want to buy a home. Oh, shit, I'm scared. What do I do now? They're going to own this many houses. Where's my house going to be? Oh, now they're thinking, now they're panicking because you're talking directly to them. It's different. It's a different way of presenting information, right?
Yes, right.
It's a different narrative.
Break that down lovely, bro. Where do you want to get to? Like, do you have an end goal? Do you have a 5-year plan? Do you put things on paper?
I put everything on paper. So I want to own my own production company. I want to have this like online magic course that I can like, teach people magic. I've said this from the very beginning. I'd love to create either a magic set or some sort of like magic course where I can teach people. And I kind of did that a little while ago in a project which didn't actually go through, but I still have all the content that I can use and stuff, which is really cool. So I've got a bit of it kind of lying around. So yeah, production company where I can work with bigger brands, and not necessarily like if they don't want me in the face of it, I'm helping them create the next best advert. Because I understand social media, I understand what people can resonate with, what they can relate to. So, and I know the formula, so I know what can work and what doesn't work. So, production company, have my own magic course. Another part of it is I'm looking to get into properties as well. So that's another avenue of everything.
Nice.
So many different things, but purely from this perspective is, TV production, bigger and bigger videos. Production, like producing bigger magic stunts, let's say, or magic tricks, or and then longer form videos, like proper vlogging, proper like YouTube style.
Would you be in a movie?
Yeah, if I could get any sort of like, okay, for example, Now You See Me, it's a magic based movie, right? Daniel Radcliffe and all sorts of other amazing actors. I'd love to be in like have like some sort of magic scene somewhere. It would be so cool. Like,
Well, there's a guy who came on this podcast. He's a director and a producer.
Yeah, sick.
He definitely can
for sure
link up. And next week, well, you don't know when this podcast is coming out, but there's another actor who's been on there and he promotes a few other things as well. So he's coming out. So I can definitely.
Yeah. I mean, look, bro, after the Billboard thing, I can say like nothing's impossible. Like for me to get that, like,
it's not.
So to have a part in a movie somehow,
they'll probably love you because if you promote the movie and you've got a big channel as well, it helps them. Yeah, that's what it's all about.
No, of course. Like I said, it's all value, isn't it?
It's all about
providing value in different ways. So yeah, I mean, after that, I know nothing's impossible. So yeah, man, never know. Next thing could be in a movie somewhere. So
100, man. Like nothing's impossible. What do you know about real estate?
I don't know. Well, okay, we just bought our first house, right? So and we have another kind of a flat on rent as well. So I know a bit. I know quite a bit actually, but I'm still trying to learn more, get into it. I want to we bought our first house and we did a full renovation, and I loved I love seeing everything break to then be rebuilt, to something completely brand new. And I love the whole thing. I'm very techie, like I said, so I love how things are done.
Yeah.
So throughout the whole process, I'll just be sitting on top of the builders like, hey, what does this do? Why does this do this? And just by watching that, I learned electrics, I learned plumbing. I like yesterday when we replaced all of our windows in our house, I had to remove one of the lights so I could like hide the cable and all sorts of weird stuff. And just little things like that. So I have my own little like side hobbies within this.
Mate, I just thought of an idea. You could be like, let's do this renovation, magic trick.
Boom, yeah. So many cool little things.
Buy my course.
That's it. And then you realize the editing.
I love it, man.
But yeah, and so I'm looking to buy a couple properties.
So a lot of people have a lot of building works done and then they get scared after that. It's gone off plan. Or, this has costed more. That builder's run away.
I think that happens, but it's about finding trustworthy people. And like us doing small little things, you figure out who you can rely on and who you can't. I've heard this story from many people. Like builders are horrendous to work with because they may run away, they may do certain things.
Are you up on this project?
Sorry?
Are you up on this project? So being that you've had to do a refurb, did you buy it a little bit cheaper?
I mean, this is the house that we live in, so it's upped in value anyway. But I want to buy other like properties now that are a bit more rundown because I enjoy that whole renovating, transition. Let's say. So I want to do more of that. I want to go through the architect plans and design stuff and going straight into building and all the electrical.
It's called bruh.
Buy, rent,
refurb, rent, refinance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you know your stuff already. I can see it.
I don't know all the terminology, but I know I can work my way out. Like work out certain things. But no, like that's kind of my other part of the business. I want to do more of that stuff, dive more into property real estate. And
well, the hardest bit in property is the cash flow. Yeah. And you've got a business that's cash flowing.
Yeah.
You've got income as well in terms of a fixed income as well from a job. Yeah. So you satisfy the banks there in terms of they know exactly where you work in, not this income.
Yeah, not fluctuation. Yeah.
But then you've also got a bag of money. If you know how to do it rightly in terms of the business sort of side, how to structure it, you can even transfer money from one business to another without even paying no tax. Yeah. Because you're just reinvesting in your group. Yeah, of course. And then that passive income very quickly for you, bro. Yeah. So that's something I want to dive more into. I want to buy more properties and just expand, just keep building that portfolio and keep going. So what do you think of crypto?
You know what? I haven't dabbled in it too much. I've got friends that have done a lot of stuff in crypto. People that become multi-millionaires from crypto. Wow. always like, transferring and investing high amounts. So I know quite a bit of the stuff, but I haven't really bothered it too much myself. I just thought it's like gambling, right? You got to take that risk. It's just like whether or not you want to take that risk. So
nice. So you're quite an energetic person in terms of you do one job and then you do your side hustle, which looks like full-time online as well. Where do you get that focus and energy from? Because a lot of people get burnt out and go,
I see the results.
I can't do it.
I see the results. When I've gone outside with all, whatever I have with me, whatever.
Before you saw the results,
looking at other people get the results. Looking at how they can make this kind of video and get this kind of result, this many numbers or this many brand deals.
I'm not the same as them.
What do you mean?
If I think, I'm not the same as that guy. I've done it twice and it's not happened. He's already up there.
Yeah, but the way I look at it is, if he's done it twice, he's got to the point where he can only do it twice for it to do well. How many times has he done it behind the scenes? That's how I look at it. That's why social media is all about perception. Not everything on social media is true. Not everything you see, is like he did that once and it did well. No, he did that 100 times. How do you know that he hasn't done it 100 more times before that? It's experience. It's being consistent. It's not believing in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. You have to, even if it goes wrong, keep believing in yourself, because eventually you need only one to do well for your whole path to change.
Now, some of this is the nice, easy version, what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because behind the scenes, I know you're working your ass off,
Yeah.
And it's just like, just got to go there, work, got to do a couple of content. Yeah, we plan a little bit, but doing it is something totally different. Bro, you come in on set, like, what time are you going to be?
So many things go wrong. No. So many things go wrong. But you know what? I love that, because it means you can, if something doesn't work out one day, yes, you can do it again, but it puts you under more pressure. It means you got to plan more. Then you figure out, okay, I know this person's not reliable. This person is, I have to go here. I have to do this. That's why I can't rely on other people editing my videos. I have to do it myself, because I know what direction I want to take. I can't teach vision. I can explain my vision. You may or may not understand it.
Yes.
But you can't teach vision. So if things go wrong, maybe it goes wrong for a certain reason, because now I can reevaluate where I'm going with this. If something goes wrong, then I'll think, okay, now, was this idea even good enough? And I'll keep thinking up until I have to do it.
Reflect back. Kind
of, yeah. You just kind of, but I don't necessarily think of opportunities, like, let's say you want to film and things go wrong and maybe it's not meant to happen. And I've had that before. I know you can't force content. I'll say that once. So you cannot force content. If you try, something else may go wrong, or like it may not work in your favor, or you put all this time and effort and it just did nothing. Like, you kind of have to let it go in its own direction and go with the flow, but you can't force it. When you force something too much, it will either just break or it just won't work however you want it. So
what's the highest views you've got on a reel?
On a single video? So 120 million on a single video. But having said that, my friend uploaded my video, and technically it's my own video, he uploaded it and it got 360 million. So I can say 360, I guess, because it's my video.
And what's the lowest, like, in the last month?
Oh, the last month. See, even the lowest numbers would still be in the hundreds of thousands.
Okay. How do you deal with that? Like, 1 minute, million. So your phone must be going bing, 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 bing,
that's
bing,
so
bing,
normal.
bing. How do you deal with your mental health in terms of, like, man, like...
Look, numbers get to you, I can't lie. They do, right? And I remember when I was making content and we were getting like 3, 4, 5, 6 million views of video, and it was in the peak of TikTok, and then lockdown happened. All of a sudden our numbers just crashed, and we're thinking, what just happened? Like, it was fine yesterday. Everything now for the last week has just done horrendous. And there's more competition all of a sudden because everyone's now in lockdown and COVID. People are just at home making videos because they're bored. And it happens. It's part of the game, Not everything will go mega viral. That's why I don't focus on creating quantity of videos. I focus on creating videos that provide value, that are entertaining, that are just fun to watch and give back in some way, whether I'm teaching something or whether I'm making something super entertaining or that kind of stuff, because they will do well. Not everything I post will get 100 million views. That's normal, right? It's very hard to get 100 million views on a video that you filmed yesterday. Like, there's a lot of planning involved. There's a lot of, and sometimes you might film something and the most unexpected videos are the ones that will blow up. You just never know. So I wouldn't say it's luck, but I would say everything, even if it was unplanned, was in some way planned. like you made that video because you did something before that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
What's been some of your biggest purchases? Because you've got some nice money come in. Like,
Ooh.
if you say you got a 5-figure deal
I'd say
come
house.
in,
House. Yeah, yeah.
apart from the house,
Apart from the house.
have you
Ooh.
gone, oh, I really
I'm
want
not-
that. I can have
You know
it.
what? I'm materialistic, but not super materialistic like that. I think, like, don't get me wrong, I still want a supercar. I still want a great mansion. I want that's so typical. Like,
Yeah.
you know, when you grow up, you want these kind of things. But I'm very techie, so I always just buy tech products that I can invest in that can help me grow the business. Like,
Okay.
just recently I bought a mic, right? And it's one of the best mics in the market. The reason for that,
DJI?
DJI mic, yeah. And it's
love
because
them.
my kind of videos don't need a mic. But just last week I was at Wireless Festival for the first time ever, and I was filming content. And I was thinking, you know what? Like, my friend has his mic. I used his one, and it was horrendous. Like, it was good, but it just wasn't the clarity that I wanted. And like, you know, you turn around and all the audio's gone, and all sorts of really weird things. And then I was like, bro, do you know anyone that's got this mic? He said, yeah. He went and borrowed it, and game changer. It worked so well. And I was like, you know what? Just to have this, because I know I need it. So I invest in myself, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So my biggest purchases are my tech products that can help me, you know, boost.
So what are some of the tech products that people can get right now to help them make content easier?
Oh man, iPhone. I only film on this thing. You know, people think I film with top end cameras and like $10,000 pound cameras or whatever. I only film my phone. So the one thing I upgrade every year is my phone, because the new camera comes out, the new, like, you know, better lenses, better quality, better, you know, clarity. That's the one thing I always buy every year.
And what apps do you use?
So on my phone, you have InShot, CapCut, or Video Leap. Those are the top 3 if you want to edit on your phone. But I edit everything on my laptop. So I have a Mac. I bought a top end Mac that cost me like $3.5K, but it was worth it.
Yeah.
And you know, because I don't want to upgrade a Mac every year. That's a lot to spend on. So I buy one good Mac that I know can last me 4 to 5 years.
Yeah.
By that time, something new will come out, so I'll buy something then. But this runs like a treat. It runs freaking amazing. And I run Final Cut Pro on that. And I edit everything through that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It takes a lot of time editing, bro.
It does. But you know what? I've got to a point where I can, because I know what my vision is, I know how I want every video to be and how everything should be told, the story to be told, it gets easier. You know, you get quicker at doing the harder things. That's why it's very difficult to explain to someone how to edit if they're remote. If they're in-house, it's completely different, because now you can go, no, press this button and this will happen. You can't explain remotely. You can, but you can't. Like,
what's your thoughts on AI?
It's great. It's scary, but it's great.
Yeah.
Because the direction of videos going forward now is going to be insane. Like, you know, you can ask it for advice. I've used ChatGPT to give me magic ideas.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, these are the kind of things I want to do. Give me a story. And I go, yo, that's crazy. Let me go make that.
Exactly.
I've done that and it works. So yeah, I think it's great. It's very scary, but if used well, it's a power tool for anyone. For anyone, yeah.
Do you see yourself staying in like the UK or this?
No, I want to travel.
This flamboyant place you like to buy and stuff.
Yeah, I want to travel. I do want to travel. I want to make more videos away from UK. You know, energy outside of UK is just better. I feel like, you know, go to America, film stuff over there. America's the land of opportunities. You always hear that. Dreams can be made or broken. But I feel like if you know where you want to go,
Las Vegas, baby.
Yeah, if you know where you want to go, the rest just falls into place. As long as you're very clear on your direction.
How do you find relationships?
In what way?
Well, like you're famous.
Yeah.
You're making good money. Like, how do you know if the girl's going for you?
You know what? Funnily enough, I'm still single, and I kind of keep it not that way, but like when it happens, it happens. That's how I look at it. In uni, I always thought, okay, let me finish uni and then I can focus on that after. But then as soon as I finished uni, I was like, no, I want to focus on my magic. I want to get this thing up. I want to get this thing established, right? Because this is what my future is. I know what I want to do. I don't want to be stuck in a 9 to 5 all day, every day, doing nothing. Because look, there's nothing wrong with having a 9 to 5, but I feel like if you have no passion outside of 9 to 5, then life gets boring. You know, you need to have something that you can do after 9 to 5 that can entertain you. Because what do you do for the next 7-8 hours? You know, just stay at home, eat food, play games, video games. That's about it. That's boring. So I just focus on that. So when it happens, it happens. Yeah, I don't really have too much experience there, to be honest.
But what if like girls like start approaching you and go, oh, you're Arshdeep Soni, like I love you and like you're amazing, but then, you know, like
no, so I don't.
It could be like the wrong intention in terms of she's like, I
Yeah.
can get a little bit of fame off this guy. You know, I know he's doing well with money, and then
Yeah, I think I've heard this a lot from different people. So I know, you know, what people mean and stuff. It's about finding the right people that don't care about what you do, I think. Right? So I don't want someone to know me because of what I do. I want them to know me because of me, and what I do is a bonus. Like it's the icing on top of like what I can do, and you know, opportunities I get out of it. And
that's a bit hard when you're on every single billboard,
it's
bro.
It's difficult. I understand, but that's how I look at it. Like, you know, you want to find someone that doesn't look at it like, okay, you know, so basically someone that's with you in the highs and lows, where things go wrong, also where things are amazing. You know, not when only things are going amazing. So yeah.
What's been one of your lowest points in your life?
Not knowing what to do, in the sense of like, you know, when I was first starting out and I'm looking at people around me, I'm like, what do I do? How do I get to where they are? That's, I guess, the lowest point, in the sense of like, you feel I'm doing my 9 to 5, I'm doing everything else, but I want to do things away from 9 to 5. I want to, you know, build that legacy, build that empire on its own without, you know, affecting what I have. I don't want to like leave that 9 to 5 now have no direction. And that's the lowest point, because it's like you get depressed when things don't work. You know, you spend all this time, money on props and filming and all sorts of stuff and equipment, and things just don't go your way and all sorts of things. Like, I always thought about this. I could have started, let's say I started in 2011. I could have started 10 years earlier or 5 years earlier. I could have started doing magic at the age of 5. I don't know, but maybe it wouldn't have worked the same way. You know, so it's a timing thing.
Do you think it is like that? Everything happens at the right time.
I think everything happens at the right time. Everything, because yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's how the world works. That everything has its time, has its moment. You know, and it's about how you take that moment and expand it. You know.
So tell us more about the public speaking where we met.
Yeah, that was cool.
Like,
I love that.
How was it? Like, there was all these faces looking at you.
Yeah,
like,
you know what? Everyone's looking at you, and everyone's like thinking what you're gonna say, and you don't want to say something wrong, and all sorts of stuff. But like I said,
do you get any anxiety or anything?
No, you know, I just get a bit nervous, which is normal, and which is at the start of everything.
Yes.
So, but as soon as you start doing something, you're good. Like, it just takes about 30 seconds for it to kick in, and now you're relaxed. As soon as you start talking.
Yeah.
And as soon as that happened, I was like, you know what? I like this. In my head, I'm just thinking, like, I don't want this to stop. I want to keep going.
Yes.
Like, I want to get to the point where people ask me questions so I can answer. Like, I just want to get to that point already. So it was fun, man. It was the best thing. And I've always said it, even before doing this event, I want to at some point have like a TED talk around like magic and social media, or the psychology behind magic, or anything, you know, something like that. I want to do like a proper speaking, like professional speaking event.
Nice. Well, we've had someone who's we've had 2 people who've done some TED talks. So one of them's very connected. She went viral on Facebook as well. Like, she's always asked me, Sean, do you want to do this or that?
Yeah.
I can get you, like, you know, so maybe we can, you know,
sure, man.
stay close. Do you know what I mean? Because I believe it is like, your network is very important.
Your network is your net worth, right? Yeah. It's about the people you hang around with. And that's why you need to hang around people that are either doing better than you or on the same level, but different. You know, that's how you can ask your questions. That's how you can expand your avenues and, you know, do different things. Like, you know, I've got friends that, yes, majority of them do social media, but they also do property. They also do, you know, social media management, which is a different side of social media. They do, you know, catering businesses. They do restaurants. They do all sorts of stuff. So they're all at similar levels, but in different avenues. So, you know, you can go to anyone and say, oh, look, tomorrow I want to start a restaurant.
That's it.
What do I do?
You're in.
You know, that's the kind of thing. So that's why relationships are very, very, very important in anything you do. That's why I feel like, you know, I'm a huge believer in never break a relationship. Always find a way to make things work, because you just never know when that person may need you, or when you may need them. And it's not for selfish reasons, but it's because you want to be well connected. You want to be around good people with that positive mentality of people that just want to succeed and do well, you know. And all these people that I mentioned are people that are doing well, so keep them around you.
So what are your hobbies outside being a magician?
Oh man, I don't know. I don't even know. At this point, I can't turn off. Like, if I'm on holiday, I can't turn off. I see people, I see beach, I see this, and I'm like, all right, let's go film. I can't turn off. I went
Scenery.
I went to Magaluf with the intention to film. It was a bit more chill than I wanted it to be, so I couldn't film as much, but I filmed a couple things. but it was too chill, and I'm just, and even when it's chill, I can't turn off. I'm thinking in my head, okay, what can I do if I get this opportunity right now? And I'm just thinking of all these ideas and all these things I can go home and prop make, and yeah, I can't turn off.
Is burnout a thing?
It's a thing, and it's happened to me a million times, man. Okay. I've had like weeks where I'm just like, I don't know what to do. Like, I can't think of any other idea. Like, I've got ideas written down, everything planned out, but it just doesn't work. Like, you call people like, oh, I'm not in this country, I'm not here right now, or I can't do this, I can't do this. I'm just like, what do I do now? But when it happens so well that you forget about it. Like, there's a couple of tricks that I wanted to do, and I just never got the opportunity to do it. And then when I went for like a filming project with Cineworld, I was able to do it there, and I was like, this is even better. Like, this is even better than what I had hoped for. So sometimes you got to just go with the flow, and if things don't work out, you can't force it. You know, you can try, but don't force it if it doesn't work.
Nice. Do you do any sports or anything, gym? Any of that?
No, actually, no. I've started gym again recently, but like moving from house to house played a big factor in that. I got super lazy because I wanted to kind of take care of the house and experiment with new little things and, you know, all sorts of stuff. And like, luckily in my house, I've got like an outhouse, so I can like, that's going to be my like magic cave, and like, you know, I'm going to make like a proper office area, magic filming
little
area,
studio.
Yeah, like a partial cinema room kind of thing, that kind of thing. It's like a good amount of space that I can kind of incorporate everything, so people can come over, you know, watch stuff on the cinema screen when it's all set up, but also have enough space to film, office area to edit, and, you know, work, and yeah. So,
what message would you like people to take away from this podcast?
Believe in yourself. Like, if you have an idea and you want to pursue it, do it. Don't let people judge. Don't let what people judge you for affect what, you know, you want to do. You can't. Otherwise, you'll never do it. So
it's really important, that, isn't it? Like, in terms of, we allow other people to project their fears onto us.
Yeah, and then that stops you from doing well. And then when you do well, they'll say, we always supported you.
I knew you were gonna do it, bro.
I knew you were gonna do it.
I was pressing the like button. Yeah, bro, I know exactly what you're doing.
So
do you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. You can't let people hold you back just because you're afraid of what they think.
Have you ever heard? Have you ever felt that people have thought about your magicianry, sorcery in a different light? That people
in what
say,
way?
Just in a negative way, that like, I don't know, you're cheating people or something. I don't know, like
you know what some people think, right? This is mostly social media, not in person. People think, oh, when you do magic, you're making a fool of other people.
Oh, really?
Like, I've done tricks on people, right? Like pranks or like funny little things. I think, oh, you're just making a fool of him. Like, why are you doing that? And some people don't get it. It's fun. It's games. It's just just a bit of lightweight entertainment. And I always respond in one way. It's free entertainment. If you want to watch it, watch it. If you don't, leave. Like, it's as simple as that, right? There's no point leaving hurtful comments or trying to leave harmful and hurtful comments on the internet, because it's not going to affect anyone. So comments used to affect me.
Yeah.
They don't anymore, because that person isn't going out to make videos. That person isn't doing anything other than staying behind the screen.
What percentage of comments do you, because you've got millions of views, the negative views must come in batches as well?
I mean, look, I look at all sorts of how do you say it, like any sort of, I guess, advertisement is good advertisement, let's say. Like, people are going to come back to you whether you like, people will come back to you regardless, you know, whether they want to just, you know, take the piss out of you, I guess, or just see you because you're creating good content. Either way, you're getting views, so who cares? They're not doing what you're doing.
They say the haters make you.
Yeah, they do. Honestly, they do, because that's the reason I even like carried on doing what I was doing, because you get these hateful comments. You think, how can I turn these hateful comments into good comments? They will affect you. Don't get me wrong. It will affect you, but you got to learn how to not let it affect you, not let it hit you.
Yes,
and that's it.
Agreed. How do you know how every single platform works? Because you've mastered.
Experiment. You got to experiment. You got to post, and you will see things don't work, and then you will see other people that, you know, are posting and doing well, and you think, okay, why is it working for them? It's just experimenting.
So what's the difference between Instagram and TikTok? They look pretty similar.
It's the algorithm behind it. TikTok's algorithm is just so much more organic compared to Instagram. Instagram kind of favors following first. TikTok favors content. If your content's good, it'll go to it won't even touch your following. It will just go to everybody on the app, right? Instagram focuses on your own following first. So Instagram is more of a community, which is why you may even see people with like 50 million followers get 1,000 or like 10,000 views. It can happen because it's content. It's making good content on the internet, and then you'll see pages with 0 followers get 1 million views in their first video. So it's good content. If you can make good content, algorithm favors you. But then good content work on every platform. The way we look at it is viral content is viral content regardless of where you post it. If it's a viral piece of content, wherever you post it, eventually it will just blow up.
I've seen a new girl pop up on YouTube, and I see guys make self-help videos and finance accountants, and this girl pops up, very pretty girl, and she's explaining it. Boom, she pops off 10 videos. She's got nearly 600,000 subscribers, and like the guys in the group chat says, "Nah, the information's cool." I was like, "Yeah, but so does that video say it." "Yeah, but this is good," and it's just like. Is it like, are women more favored? I don't know.
I feel like there is some of that.
If you was a female,
I feel like girls have it a bit easy on camera. I don't know why, but they do.
If you was a female magician, do you think you'd go even more viral?
To be honest, there's very few female magicians.
Yeah,
there's very few. So
oh wow,
there's not that many. I don't necessarily know any that are huge. Like I'm thinking in my circle right now, like people that I know. But I think women have a different presence on screen. So it just depends. But I wouldn't say it's easier. I would say they all struggle too. They all have their own ups and downs. But they have a different presence. That's it.
Well, being that we're talking a little bit about this, what do you think of like men competing in women's sports? Men competing in women's sports? Like, they're like, hey, I identify myself as a woman now. Okay, and then they're winning all of these, like they're clearing up. I think they're just cheating the system at this point. It's just cheating the system, isn't it? It's like they started it, I guess, and then now they complain that Do you think it is going a bit far? This LGTB. Yeah, I think it's going way too far. I think everything is it's all over the place right now. I don't think before there was, I guess, a direction. Now there's no direction. Now it's just like everything and anything. So, do you think social media helps that? I'm not sure. I feel like it's difficult to say, but I think, of course, it does. It's difficult to say in what way, but there's an effect for sure. So you spoke a little bit about algorithms also, Arshdeep, and the algorithm in like China applauses like, education. Wow, you solved that really quick, and it goes viral. So what do people, if I'm a kid, I'm like, well, to go viral, I must like teach something really good and get more mathematics going. Whereas they say the one in America, for example, is like, do this dance and you'll go viral. Wear less, you'll go viral. And so when I'm a little boy, a little girl now, I'm like, I've got to take half my clothes off now. Got to start doing this little dance, learn this routine, and that'll get me more views. Now I'll get my brand deals. What do you think of that? Like, because someone is controlling that. And so, like, is the Eastern world getting more sharper and Western world getting a little bit more? I don't know. I think everything is ever evolving. The algorithm today is not the algorithm tomorrow, right? So you might see dances today, but you might see something about global warming tomorrow. Like, it's ever evolving, right? What's your predictions then? Where are the algorithms pointing to? Where are they going to? They're all going for longer form content slowly. Like, short form is going nowhere. Short form is the new long form right now, right? Like creating videos that are below 1 minute. That's short form. Long form is creating videos that are 3 minutes plus, essentially, right? And like TikTok now has the ability to post up to 10-minute videos, for example. I think they may have removed that option recently, but it was like, at least you can post at least up to 5. Before it was up to 10, and they're trying to compete with YouTube, for that spot of, no, TikTok's beating YouTube for shorts, for like short form content, but TikTok want to compete with YouTube for long form content. Okay. Yeah. So eventually on TikTok you might see full landscape videos that you're going to be watching for 10 minutes. So yeah, well, I've seen loads. Yeah, I've seen them already, but more of them. Yeah. Quite interesting, some of them, they are really good. It's amazing how people work you out, but then yourself. But you know what it is? I've realized, like,
if you're watching something really good, you won't even know that it's a minute long. You'll be watching it like, oh, how long is this video? Like you'll question it
Yes.
later. You won't
Yes.
question it immediately.
Yes.
So that's why they're hugely in favor of good content on the platform, because then you don't know that you're even on the platform. And to be honest, at this point, every app almost looks the same. Like I was scrolling at some point, I didn't realize I was on Reels rather than TikTok. Like everything looks identical now. You know, you could be on Snap at one point scrolling and you wouldn't even know that you're on there. Like they all look the same.
Yes. Even Facebook.
Yeah, the intention is to be indistinguishable, essentially.
They say that Gary V was saying that, you know, Facebook pages are going to be coming back in now. What do you think?
They've been coming back in for a long time. Yeah.
It's good to build communities.
Yeah,
on that.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
Do you use anything like Discord as well?
I don't use Discord yet, but when I do Magic Course, yeah.
Makes sense. Is there a topic that you wanted to discuss on here?
Oh, I'm trying to think. You put me on the spot now. I'm not sure.
Anything that was on your mind to talk about today at all?
Nothing on mine, no. Would be cool to maybe find out more like property based stuff to expand my knowledge in there as well. Like direction on like what to do and kind of where to go. That's a different avenue, but yeah.
Do you have any questions for me
on property or like in general?
Anything.
So what made you get started in podcasting, I guess?
Do you know what? I didn't even understand anything what I was doing. Like I'm nearly 40 now, so I'm older. I'm different generation, even though I look a little bit younger and a little bit motivated. But it all just came about like this, basically. I saw somebody on YouTube speaking and about property, and normally people go, like my friends would always go like, wicked. I'm like, why are you getting so excited? Because it's just something I knew already. Yeah. And then somebody explained to me, I was like, yeah, but you missed that bit out and you missed that bit out. And like, I don't know if you know, my story is I grew up in my dad's shop. So I started learning VAT markups. Yeah. I worked in the cash and carry age 14. 16, I was in McDonald's, became a manager after a year, finished my degree. I went into banking. 6-7 years, climbed the ranks. I bought 4 properties in the side hustle thing. Yeah. And then I went into building because I could start working on my properties and, still renting them out, repurposing them. And I just went through that deeper and deeper. And then one of my friend, her business partner got cancer. She goes, can you help me out, Sean? So I went in there. I was like, where's my training? She goes, you don't need training. You know how to fill out AST. I went, yeah, that's easy. I said, you know how to advertise and market? Oh, yeah, cool, easy. Like Google this, that, other. Done it. And it was like, I did that for like just before COVID. And it was like, hey, like I mastered this because my granddad did this in the 60s, 70s. So did my dad. So I was like, surely I'm qualified to talk about this because I just wasn't confident because I was like, everybody knows what I know. But when you're in the shop working and your dad goes, come with me, we're going to go unblock a drain. I'm like, what's this about? And he goes, oh yeah, you put your hand in that U-bend and Dad, I can't do that. We need a plumber. He goes, no, they charge 200 quid. We're not spending that. And it's like, when you're brought up like that, you get any experience without even knowing in your subconscious. I mastered the craft, and then my portfolio started getting better and better. And then, I mentored a few people off camera, and they became millionaires. And they had very big portfolios. Some of them were just restaurant workers who were living in a room in one of my houses, and they ended up saving 20,000 within a year where they've never been able to save. And I couldn't understand, why can't you save money here? And they were like, but how? What? I don't know how to budget. No one's ever taught them. School has never taught them.
I think in school it's just a cheat in itself. They don't teach you the right things.
Exactly. So I was like, well, something's got to change here. And I wanted to tell my story because I told a few people my story who I was close to, and they were like, you're amazing, bro. I'm like, but why is this amazing? Like, you can do it. Like, and they were like, no, that's an amazing story. And I just didn't get it because I was just around my dad, and my mentors were always the boss. The top boss in the company will just be my best friend because I'm like, yeah, Simon, what do you want? Yeah, Jason, what do you want? Oh, I need this done today. I'm doing that for you. And then I'd make his job easy. And then I was his bestie. He was like, you can come with me. You need that afternoon. You can take the afternoon because you're smashing up my targets. My boss is never on my back. But on the back of it, I got all of the bonuses. I got money, and I just knew how to budget. I didn't have a high lifestyle, and so I just started buying yards. I thought, I'll buy a house there, buy a house there. And life got better, and I thought, let's come on. And I just said, let me start a podcast without even knowing, because I was like, I'm going to tell my story. And I was like, what do I do with my second episode then? And then I just didn't get it. And then this social media marketing guy came up to me and he goes, oh, you need to make reels. You need to make this, because this is like a funnel into this.
Yeah.
And it's taken me 12 months to work it all out. And
it takes a while. It takes a while.
Yeah.
But, you know, when you have a good story to tell, and I think this is the podcast era. Everyone's doing
Yeah.
podcasts, and it's fun. Like, it's fun to just talk, which is different to, you know, quickly saying something on a reel. It's fun to just talk and take the best snippets.
100. Exactly, because from this podcast, we've probably got about 50 reels out of this. Like, let's be honest about it. People are going to say, let's watch this podcast. And people are going to have respect for you regardless, you know, because they go, this guy's got over like 11 million on one platform, multi-million, like, you know, who's in this game who doesn't want to follow you? Because you've dropped some absolute gem. For you, it might be normal. For us, we're like, shit, I
know. I've been there for other things.
We ain't done that. So it's just about sharing good
the knowledge,
good conversations, and passively, if we can grow the channel, then I'd love to sort of build schools and stuff. You know, so anything that came out of this production, not that is anyone's business, because I can do whatever I want, whatever I build, because I'm doing it alone. I'm a one-man team as well. But my mission is like, wouldn't it be nice to build a school in another country and educate people? And if I've got some courses, I can just say, here, use my courses. You know, you don't have to just follow the system. You can learn a little bit about real estate, but hey, I've set up a restaurant, I've set up a building company, I've worked in agencies. Like, there's a number of businesses I can teach you from start to finish. It's just an income, a process, and an outcome. And when the outcome's not right, you go back to the beginning and go, let me tweak something worse or better, or go back to or just consistency, which is a lot of people don't teach you that.
No, they don't.
It's consistency.
It is.
Half of the stuff that you've done is purely because you've got up every single day to post.
That's it. Yeah, consistency is key.
If you don't show up, then it
stops.
That's it. And you actually experienced a little bit of that during uni, didn't you?
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't consistent, so what I had gained during that time, you know, for let's say the first few videos that did go viral, decline. And then as soon as I go back up to posting, skyrocket. So consistency is key.
Yes. And people need to understand that the only person stopping you is you.
That's it.
Stop the excuses.
Yeah.
Get up. You know, do it.
I mean, look, some things are not in your control. You can't control everything.
No.
But where you can, control it.
Exactly. It's been a really, really good podcast.
Yeah, it's been fun.
We've been, you know, I don't think this is going to be the last time. I'd love to have you on again.
For sure.
Because we've got some other ideas in the pipeline where it don't just have to stay podcast style. You know, and you can, at home, can let us know as well. Would you like 2-3 people where we can have a group discussion about different topics? Because us guys should be doing this as well, not just this disingenuous sort of other sort of rubbish talk sometimes that we just talk around in circles that's just toxic. Let's talk about good business idea, 3-4 people in front of us, because you guys need to sit in these rooms and go, is that what it's like when these guys talk about business? Is that what new idea that aspires? Maybe I can take out something from that, because that's all somebody needs. It's just a little spark and the belief.
That's it.
So, Arshdeep, if you just let your camera know straight ahead, let them know how they can follow you if they're not already.
Yep. So all my socials, Arsh Soni, all TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, everything there. And yeah, you'll see some cool magic.
And do you provide anything, any shows that people can book you at? Or
yes, I do close-up shows. So if you want to hire me for your event, corporate, reach out.
There we go, guys. As I told you, you know, our guests will keep getting better and better, but it all relies on you guys. You know, if you've enjoyed this, please smash the subscribe button, leave us a comment, share this with friends, family, inspire somebody. Because, you know, I'm going to have to be honest with you, 84% of you are not subscribed. You know, and if you don't subscribe, people go, oh, is that all the following you've got? I'm not coming on to that. It's, you know, you scratch my back, I scratch your back. That's the way, you know, life works in balances. So, you know, let's just stay in touch. Leave us a comment. Let us know how things are going, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.